Now, Double Dragon, I played it for MAME earlier this week. We talked about how it's a game that I loved in the arcade, that it was one of the few games I'd ever actually beaten in an arcade. I've been playing the Amiga version, which is funny that the Amiga version is almost identical to the Atari ST version. I think the Atari ST version was made first and then ported over to the Amiga. It's darn near identical. Of course, this is the whole backstory. If you don't know, they are the twin brothers, although in this version, it appears that one of them is, it's like one guy's white and one guy's black. So I don't know. They must be fraternal twins, but it's Billy Lee and Jimmy Lee. And of course, this talks about there's Billy Lee, there's Jimmy Lee. Low Par, which is one of the main enemies. There's a Bobo, which is the big guy that you'll fight. There's the Williams guy that has the bat. There's Linda, the girl that has the whip. Chin Tai, and of course Willie, who is the big boss that has the machine gun, which we will not be seeing tonight. I can promise you that I will not be playing it this long. But you can, like the arcade game, pick up weapons and stuff, but it's a lot harder to do. The enemies take many, many, many more hits, which is why I'll be turning on the cheat to play this version. So, okay, this is getting into the controls and how to load. So we know how to do all that. We've already loaded it. So we will get this loading here, and life cheat 1-up. Yes, so this is infinite lives for player 1. We don't care about that. The energy cheat, I mean, we could do that, but that doesn't make it very fun. Well, I'm going to say no. No, time cheat I don't think I need. Level cheat I don't need. And then watch the end sequence first. You know what? We'll never get to the end sequence, so let's just do that. Why not? Install fast load, sure. So this is a thing that cracking groups put in. Yeah, this version is almost impossible to play. So this is the ending of the game, which we would never normally see. As you can see, it's very similar to the arcade version. Your girlfriend has been let down for the wall, and they're kissing for a super long time. Maybe that's it. Yep, that's it. I just hit spacebar to hit game over. So there's the exciting ending of the game. If you're just showing up to see the ending, you can go ahead and tune out now. Now, before we get started, I want to tell you about one of the strangest things. Actually, I'm going to pause it. No, I'm just going to mute it. Which, of course, mutes it for you, but not me. All right, well, I'll just turn it down here a little bit. I'm going to tell you about one of the strangest things I've ever seen, and this game is infamous for one really strange design, and not only the strange design, I mean, I don't know any other way to say it, but a glitch that's in the game, but how they address the glitch. So, most Commodore 64 games, I mean, you have a limited amount of sprite, and if you want to make something bigger, you can. You can actually multiply the size of the sprite, make it a little bigger, or you can do what's called sprite stacking. You can make a character out of 2 sprites or 4 sprites and put those things together. It's not an uncommon technique. It's not hard to do. And so that's what they decided to do in Double Dragon, is make the characters multi-sprites. So there's a sprite for the bottom half of the characters. You know what? I do have to pause this because it's driving me crazy. So you can, the bottom half of the character is a sprite, and then the top half of the character is a sprite. But in the game, if you'll notice, there is a 1 pixel gap between the top of the guy and the bottom of the guy. You can see through the guy. It's like he's wearing a see-through belt. And so, I mean, it's very strange. It seems like something that could be easily fixed. I don't know why they didn't fix it, but in the manual, and we're going to go over to the manual here real quick. When the game starts again. The manual starts off with a note from the programmers, and it says, "Dear Games Player, during our Herculean task of cramming as many as possible of the multitude of animation and graphic elements that make up the arcade game into the Commodore 64, we were faced with a problem. To get both 1 and 2 player options and to achieve the authentic feel of 2 player simultaneous action simply took more memory than we had available. But we knew how disappointed you would be if the game didn't have the same 2-player mode as the arcade game you know and love. So we came up with a memory-saving solution. We implemented sprite stacking techniques to create the animated characters using 2 smaller sprites instead of 1 larger one to create each figure. The resulting small gap you may notice in the characters at waist level is the compromise that the architecture of the C64 forced us to make. This should not impair your enjoyment of the game in any way. The programmers." Well, I mean, here's the thing. There are lots and lots of games that use sprite stacking, that use multiple sprites to make up a single enemy or character. And literally none of them have a weird gap in the middle. Every single one of them just butts sprites together. It's not a weird thing to do. It's not a hard thing to do. I don't know why the programmers, and it does say Mastertronic, and that's probably it. So here is Billy Lee, and as you can see, we can see right through his waist. He is wearing a clear belt here, and oh boy, I got my first spammer. Look at that. So we're going to go over here. If that continues, I will figure out how to mod somebody, and I'll let you guys take care of that. But we'll go over here. So just like the arcade game, we go and then there's, and so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, now I'm dead. 14, 15, 16. They both fell down there. That was 17. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 shots. Yeah, that's a good question. So it seems to be some sort of limitation because, you can't. Well, no, I guess you can see through it. Well, not as bad as the regular player. I mean, that guy looks just like me, but they made it sound like it has something to do with being able to play 2 player at a time, although we're only playing 1 player at a time. I'm only playing a 1 player version right now. Can you imagine subjecting a friend to this? Now we do have other hits, but the problem is, there's a headbutt and a punch, but as you can see, it doesn't really stun them, and so the minute you connect with it, they just punch you right back, and it's not really. All right, we're through 2 guys. Now, for those of you that have played Double Dragon, the hit detection is really bad. But I mean, it's not one of the top 10 worst things in this game, and it's terrible. Oh boy. So we'll just kind of keep doing this. But I want you to take note of that ladder. You know what it is it's like they each guy has, 8 or 9 hit points or whatever, but each guy also has 3 lives, just like you have 3 lives. So it's literally like, just working through. Oh, and of course, all it takes is one hit. Now and the background graphics are they're not terrible. There you got little wall there. You got trees. Kind of a muddy mess a little bit. But I want you to look at this ladder over here, because as you know, in the arcade game, and we saw this earlier, that you could just go up, but now you can't go up here. It's just a ladder that's drawn for some reason. Now, if you remember from our main game, there's Linda, which is easy to remember because that is my sister's name. It doesn't quite look like my sister. Now we've got the whip. Now we don't have the whip. Oh, we do still have the whip. But to use the whip is button and down, which is not a convenient button combo. There's the scoop bug. That looks alright. Come on now. Oh, let's go up this ladder. Oh, we can't. Let's go hide in this corner. Oh, great. This version is so terrible. And we were kind of talking about this the other night on Aaron's show on ARG Presents, which, by the way, if you're not subscribed to the master list on the Amigos podcast, you need to seek out and do that, because that's the easiest way to get all the podcasts, including ARG Presents. And but what we were talking about a little bit is, back in the 80s, everybody had their computer, your brand loyalty and stuff. And as we've got older, and of course through emulation, it makes it easier where you can try all the different versions. It's not like, my parents bought me a crummy VIC-20 and that's the only thing I can play. Well, now, you can play anything, all different hardware and stuff like that. But because of that, you get a lot of loyalists, and of course I'm a huge fan of the Commodore 64, and it's my favorite retro gaming system. Yeah, she does kind of go but I'm also not blind, you know what I mean? Like I'm not blinded by loyalty or with rose tinted glasses. So just walking that in. Maybe I'm not. I kind of thought I was African American, but now on this background, it looks like he's just kind of red, because that guy is definitely brown. But yeah, look, whatever they did with that character to fill in the waist there, why couldn't they do that with my character? Give me a bigger belt. Give him Billy Lee. Billy Lee needs a belt. Hashtag Billy Lee needs a belt. Golly. There is you can do the elbow in this version, but whoa, Billy Lee. Billy Leap. Billy Leap puts the leap in Lee, or the Lee in Leap. But so I'm not one of those guys that's like, oh, yeah, everything on the Commodore 64 is great. You can't do that now because oh look, they don't have waists because people have eyeballs. They can see that this is not great. There are good fighting games on the Commodore 64, but this is not one of them, unfortunately. Hey, Chris Albright, how are you doing, sir? It's good to see you here. we are talking about Double Dragon and about how this is the best version. This is better than the arcade version, I'd say. I've always enjoyed the goofy things that happen in arcade games and imagining how that would happen in real life. Like, for example, can you imagine fighting two guys and somehow lining them up where one kick, you kick them both in the face and you had to do it 28 times? And they were like, man, for some reason this guy keeps kicking us both in the face. We better keep doing what we're doing. We better keep attacking him in the exact same way. I do not think I've ever kicked two people at the same time. You kind of sound like a pinball bumper when you go down just like a bloop. I wish it were. You know, I can't be wrong, because if I had that with the hot chip, my things might just explode over here. If I beat this game, I'm going to eat one of those hot chips. So you better start rooting. That was a little fun little ditty. Fun little Double Dragon ditty. There's some alliteration there for you. Can I? No, I can't climb the fence to get up. I'll have to. Oh, well, let's beat up these jokers. What's up, jokers? Don't you know who I am? I'm One Kick Billy Lee. I always like. I wish that, of course, you notice also that the beginning of this game did not have the cool intro from the arcade game, which I've always liked, because there's a lot. You know, I've done a lot of. I did my master's degree a couple years ago in professional writing, and specifically it was about, you know, writing fiction genre novels. And so you learn a lot about. We learned a lot about the. You know, the tricks that writers and directors use, the shortcuts you use. In fact, there's a whole series of books called Save the Cat, and that comes from a theory that within the first 10 minutes of a movie, you got to do something that makes the audience love, you know, your character. And there's one, I forget what it is. It's not Miscongeniality. It's one of the Sandra Bullock movies, and if you don't know, in screenplays, when you write a screenplay, one page is equal to 1 minute of movie time, and so they say that there's this series of books called Save the Cat. All right, let's see if I no, oh, there we go. Kind of just levitated up there. Well, I'll climb this ladder. Nope, just kidding. No, it doesn't work. And actually, this happens in Alien, I believe, where Ripley finds the cat and literally saves a cat, which is where the term comes from. In the first, I'm going over down here. Will they come over here? I don't think they're smart enough to come down there. But I can't scroll anymore to the right, so my kick is No, this is Chris. I'll show you here again. I'll take a. As soon as I beat these guys here, although I'll have to pause it for the timer purposes. But the programmers put an apology at the beginning of the manual and said, "We're sorry that the sprites don't line up." Well, that's me. I've got the bat now. Why aren't I swinging on the bat? Give me some Hank Aaron. Well, I guess we shouldn't use the guy that just died last week as an example. We should pick somebody else. Give me some Lou Gehrig. Oh, that's not better. Oh, man. Fortunately, we only have to hit these guys 12 to 15 more times. So, yeah, in the manual, the programmers left an apology, and they said, We ran out of memory in the Commodore 64, and due to that, we just messed up on the sprites. Sorry. Can I go down here? Yeah. It literally will not let me go anymore to the right, so I can't do what I was doing before, which was moving back and forth to avoid their punches, like that. Yep. One down, one to go. There we go. So, Chris, if we take a look over here again, this is the apology left behind from the programmers that says, sorry, basically, because the Commodore has so limited memory, the resulting small gap you see is the compromise that the architecture of the Commodore 64 forced them to make. Oh, hey, Boat, what's going on? We're playing the worst, well, I'm not going to say it's the worst version of Double Dragon. I'm sure there's some bad ones out there. But of the three I've played this week, which are the Commodore 64, MAME, and the Amiga, it is the worst of those three. Again, the gap in the sprites between their bodies and their legs, the programmer said, well, sorry, but that's the best we could do. Oh, I also like the double death. That's another thing I like to see. And you do see that every now and then, like on Ridiculousness or those goofy sport clip videos where two people knock themselves out at the same time. Oh, you want to do headbutt, do you? I'll headbutt this foot. I see a match my foot, your face. Oh, boy. These are some hard... I mean, we're on level 2. These guys are hard to beat. And they are like a bad stuntman in a bad Chinese movie. Like, I'm nowhere near kicking them. But, all right. There's that guy. You want some too? Come get some. Get some. I like that one, at least when we were beating up on Linda. Yeah, that's true. The Atari 2600 version is worse than this, so I'll give it that. There was a time I couldn't go to a thrift store and not find an Atari 2600. I had probably, I don't know, 6 or 7 of them. Like, I was just tired of buying them. And then gave them all away to people. And then recently I've picked up a few more. So I've got like 3 or 4 of them again. And I don't know that I'll ever play a real Commodore 64 again. Oh, I guess I gotta go up here. This is convenient. Come on, Billy Lee. Billy Leap. Leap, Billy! There you go. You gotta kind of be walking into it. There you go. Come on, Billy Leap. Billy Leap. Oh, Billy Leap. Can I not get up there, Billy Leap? Maybe I'm supposed to go down? No, it definitely feels like I should be going up there. Billy Leap. Billy Leap. Am I too close to it? Kind of feels like I'm too close. Boy. You didn't think this was the part I was going to die, or I just couldn't jump on a thing. Jeff, come help me jump. So, Steel Rat, as we've talked about, and he will tell you that his... Can I just go down? Nope, that was death. I thought my score was 6502, which I was going to be impressed with, but it turns out it's 6520. Well, I can't seem to jump that. Can I jump this? I mean, that wouldn't be an easier jump, you wouldn't think. Oh, I finally got it. I was right next to it. That worked. All right. Well, it looks like I've got 11 left on the timer. Hey, I'll climb this quick ladder. Just kidding. It's just there for a picture. Remember when it asked me at the beginning if I wanted an unlimited timer? And I was like, That's for babies. Eh, boy. Which means we're going to see how much of this level... Ow! Sorry, Linda. My score wasn't appropriate. I just scored. It was 6660, which seems appropriate for this game. I think I just got points for getting punched in the face. Oh, and I've got the whip, too. But who wants the whip? Not me. Unless it... Ugh, yeah, that was great. Oh, well. Alright. Oh, boy. I want you to imagine being a kid in the early 80s, mid 80s, whenever this came out. And you had a little paper route. Maybe mowed lawns. Made $5 an hour, and you're like, Mom, Dad, I really want the home version. I want to experience the action of the arcade version, but on a home computer. And your parents said, well, I'm not going to pay for that. It's not Christmas. Money don't grow on trees, boy. You're going to have to get a job. Pay for that yourself. And so you say, okay. Oh, the timer reset when I got killed, which is good. And so, yeah, got a job and you mowed a lawn. Of course, you got $5, but you had to spend $2 in gas, and you learned about business expenses, you know. Maybe you got a flat tire and get that patched up. But eventually, you mowed enough lawns. You spent 2-3 weeks, mowed the lawns, and then you said, Dad, I've got the money. Will you take me to the mall? Will you take me to Babbage's or Software, etc., or Yukon Software? I really want to buy Double Dragon now. And so your dad took you in. You went to the mall and you walked in and you walked right up to that counter and the guy was like, hi, can I help you? And you're like, I know what I want, sir. I want the exciting Taito arcade action home on my home computer. I want Double Dragon. And the guy says, wouldn't you rather just take your money and burn it? You're like, no. I know what I want. Look at the graphics. And then you look real close on the box and it says, graphics from arcade version, home version may vary. And then you were like, no, I know what I want. I want Double Dragon. You bought it. You paid your $40. Then you're like, Dad, what's tax? You're like, well, that's more money you gotta spend. So you spent $45 and you came home and this is what you got. Except you didn't get a cheat code, which meant you would have died 900,000 times. This game is terrible. All right. I can just hear the ghosts of the ghost pepper calling me. Maybe halfway through. Let's see if there's... Should be 5 levels, just like the arcade game. Maybe after level 3, we'll have a ghost pepper chip. Oh, boy. Have you ever... I wonder if somebody, like... oh, I got the bat again. Just one swipe. I wonder if at some point, like, you know, I mean, the guys making video games were, you know, into playing video games too, but if at some point they have to have their friends play test it or something, right? And it was like, hey, man, I spent the last 6 weeks, you know, coding this game. I'd love you to try it and stuff. And their friend was like, why can you see through their waist? You're like, well, that's really a limitation of the Commodore 64. We can't do anything on that. But then they were like, no, I'd love for you to play test this game and tell me what you think. And they came back 5 minutes later and they're like, all right, I'm done. Like, no, you didn't beat all 5 levels, did you? I'm like, no. No, I tried it. I mean, it worked. It was cool. Well, but did you? How long did you play? Yeah, I played it long enough. I played it long enough to see what it was. Well, what'd you not like about it? Well, basically, you did one kick move and you just ran back and forth and kicked every guy 30 times. Yeah, but that's the greatness of it. You see, we've done a lot of market research. We've looked at our competitors, and on those games, mostly you only kick people 24 to 26 times. This game, you kick people 30 times. That's a 12% increase in kicks. We're giving people more kicks to the value. I don't know. It seems like just too many kicks. Well, how about this? We've added a feature where you can kick 2 guys at once. Well, now you're talking my language. So that would be 60 kicks for a fight? That's right. Any other features? Well, we did give everybody see-through belts. Well, this is a forest of giant trees. I don't know if there's a lot of those in Double Dragon Land. I mean, anybody that plays this game for more than 5 minutes would understand how tedious it is. You know what I mean? Like, at this point, I'm not really having fun. I'm just we're going through to try to get to see all 5 levels, which, and again, would never happen if I hadn't to turn infinite lives on. I mean, you could see every time they knock you down. Oh man, if this has the bridge jumping thing, it's going to, just like the arcade. You saw how well I was jumping before. Oh, there's a Bobo. We haven't fought him yet. 3, let's count them. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Oh. 18, 19, I can't tell if I got that. Must be 20. So I'm dropping them every 10 shots. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 28, 29, 30, 31, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go cross-eyed. 7, 8, 9, 40. 40 shots for a Bobo. Oh, we didn't have to jump over the hole in the bridge. That does. Oh, God, I'm just walking down the road. Oh, I didn't notice those 2 dudes with bats. This seems more efficient than what I was doing before. Listen to me thrash that Epic's joystick, man. Boy, he's got a right foot of lightning. What Superfoot? You know what this game needs, Aaron, is a tennis racket. That could be Jim Cornette. All right, 1 guy down. Let's guess what'll be up here. I bet it's another dude. Yeah, it doesn't seem worth it to use the bat. All right, let's get these dudes lined up. 3, 4. Oh boy. 5, 6. You know what happens at the end of level 3? It's ghost pepper time. And when you see how small this chip is that I eat? you're not going to be impressed. You're going to be like, O'Hara, that's kind of wimpy. I'm going to do as much as I can. Also, this is like not video game advice. This is real life advice. If you ever run into a couple of guys and you kick them 30 times as hard as you can in the face and they're still coming after you and you hit them with a bat, it might be time to just call it a day. Just leave those dudes alone. Be like, you know what? I'll get myself another girl. Could I just run away from that guy? Nope. Well, of course, Double Dragon has 5 levels, and we are coming on to the end of level 3 here. And somehow we've gone from a forest to what looks like Egypt in the background. Maybe those are mountains, I don't know. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Billy Lee, we're coming for you, and coming, and coming, and coming, coming, and coming, and coming. Is that all you got, Billy Lee? Well, my twin brother took the day off for some reason. I don't know where he's at. Could have used his help. Is this game possible without cheats? No. I mean, how could it be? There's no possible way. You get 3 men, and on a lot of these, I'm losing 2 men like every fight. I mean, that would have been a man right there. Yeah, this game is not only a ridiculous. It's just not a fair game, you know. I don't know if it's possible with cheats, without cheats. Well, we know it's possible because we started with the ending. We started by watching the ending. Who is this, Yahoo? Are you guys having a fight? You mind if I join in? I do. I'm just almost done kicking your friends' butts here. Oh, come on, end of level. Why are you so tired? Well, first of all, I walked all the way through a forest to Egypt. So, forgive me. And then I've kicked 900 mandibles. So forgive me if my foot's a little sore. Yeah, well, unfortunately, that's the part of the gig with the stream is like, now I feel like we're in it to win it. Now we've got to make it to the end. This will be the first and last time I've ever played through this game. Now, I will tell you this, that in the folder where I pulled the games, I also got Double Dragon 2 and 3, but I don't know that my thumb will be ready for that action. Come on, Billy Ray. Billy Lee. Not Billy Ray Valentine, that's a different guy. Oh. Why is there more guys coming? Oh my goodness gracious. By the way, Still Rat, while I got you here, this is when Jeff and I catch up on our conversations. I did not get a response. I'm going to send another response after tonight's show, or another tweet, a text, Rob. I'll send another text to the other 2 nasty pirates. But if we don't hear back from them, then the night is just ours anyway. These guys are like, where are them hot chips? We want hot chips. We've come for your ghost peppers. We've come. Ow. My hands are cramping. Let's see, this is level 4 here. This is the level known as outside the alt pause. What was I looking for there? What are we doing here? We're starting level 4 or 5, but you know what? I'm getting a little hungry. And what am I hungry for? I'm hungry for some Pocky haunted ghost pepper chips. But Rob, how hot are those? They're frickin' hot. This is worth all the money I make by doing this, which, by the way, 0. Now this, what I'm going to do, I'm going to break off, not that part. I will leave that part. I'll break off this top part that's folded over, huh? All right, you gotta chew it up a little good. It tastes like a hot cardboard. I'm chewing it, I'm like, Let me go through the list of people here that I hate. I hate Ard Presents. I hate Chris Albright. I hate Commander Root. I hate Dwight Schrute. I hate Arabs. I hate L. Curtis B. I hate. Probably should have refilled that water. I hate retro gaming. Bygones Adam. I hate Silly Gnome. I hate Steel Rat. I hate Steve Birch. I hate 1010. And I hate the Wide World of Retro. Why does it hurt, Stimpy? It's a dry heat. Is this real life? Yep. My lips are no, we're not ending this the regular show. All right, if I beat this game, I'm going to do another one. We're at level 4. We'll stay with for the whole show now. Where are we doing? All right. That's true. It's I feel like there's 2 Abobos. By the way, I specifically remember my tongue in the instruction manual and the instructions that we read at the beginning of the game that it said Billy Leap is 5'10", and that these guys are 6'3". But technically, they're just gonna get stuck there. All right, I'll beat them up. What's this? Are there any blisters on my lips? Oh, you know what? You're not even seeing the game. I didn't switch back over to the game. Sorry. I'm just headbutting these dudes. So these guys are definitely not 6 inches taller than me. I don't know why he's not fighting me, but this is like the scene in Rocky 3 where Mr. T, aka Clubber Lang, is like, "Oh, hit me! Oh, oh!" Yeah, Chris, I just switched it back over. Sorry about that. Look at that. I like how did I just fall off here? Yeah, okay. I like how those guys didn't move and it still took me 5 minutes to beat them. Woo! That's some good chips. I like that. I don't know why I'm not eating those all the time. I can feel, you know, that weird feeling when your lips like feel like they're like they have blisters on them, like when they're like curling up a little bit or something. Don't hit me when I've got a bat. Does it seem like the problem in their waist is getting worse? God, I don't know if you can hear that on the mic. That's my stomach gurgling as the heat travels down and is now hitting my stomach. And all of a sudden I'm wishing now that I had not just water, but possibly some Tums or a piece of bread with some butter. Not only playing the terrible game, sir, eating the terrible chips. Jeff, do you happen to remember what those chips were? Remember when we went to the 1984 arcade in Springfield and I bought those chips? Or they weren't Takis, were they? Or Takis? They were something. Oh, I was supposed to go. Oh, this is me climbing. The one time you can't climb a wall. There we go. That's okay, Chris. Yeah, sometimes all this technology, there's depending on modem speeds and stuff like that, sometimes there's a little bit of a delay. Oops. I like how eager they are to fight too. Like they just stand over your corpse, swinging. They're like, "Come on, he's gonna get up in a minute. When he do, we're gonna hit him some more." My gums are on fire. That was not a smart thing to do. I am not a smart man, but I ate that chip with my magic lips. Lieutenant Dan, you got magic lips too. These guys have magic fists, and I will hit you with my bat because you have taken my Jenny. You know what people are really clamoring for in 2021 is Forrest Gump impersonations. That's really, if you look at all the iTunes reviews I get, that's really the one thing that they say a lot is they were like, well, he plays a lot of Commodore games, but not enough Forrest Gump references. So all of 2021, I will just be doing my podcast as Forrest Gump. I'm going to do the whole next episode of You Don't Know Flack as Forrest Gump. One time these guys took my Jenny, and my name was Billy Lee. My Forrest Gump is a weird combination of Forrest Gump and Bill Clinton. These guys took my Jenny, and I was like, Hillary. Yeah, I mean, it's all about self-loathing. I'm punishing myself with the game, punishing with the chips. It's just all about, it's like a college fraternity, and I'm hazing myself for some reason. I've kicked these dudes so hard, I kicked their waists off. Oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, that they were Takis. And we were on a road trip. We went to the it was Rob Sherwin, who my friend who's a interactive fiction author and does a bunch of stuff. And Steel Rat and I, and we went. Well, we met Rob Sherman and some of his friends there, and we went to the 1984 arcade in Springfield, Missouri, which is one of the. Oh, here comes the alien dude. Now, in the arcade game, I think he was at the end of level 3. But here, he's at. He doesn't really kick as much as he's like high stepping, but we'll take that. And so we went to the Retro Arcade in Springfield, Missouri, and that was the first one, I believe, that I went to that was one price to get in, and then you could play all the games you wanted for as long as you want. I believe it was $10. And it's a really cool place. The owners are very cool. And but they don't serve, or didn't, I don't think they still do. They didn't serve food or drinks, but they were pretty cool about letting people come and go. You could leave the arcade and go walk around downtown Springfield. And at some point, either during the road trip or our walk around, we ended up with that. Boy, the heat's coming back. It's almost gone, actually. Level 4. I'm afraid to, just from watching those shows, I'm being careful about touching my eyes, but I don't think it's that kind of sauce or powder. That's level 4, and then after we beat level 5, I think this is level 5. Yeah. And then we're going to have another chip. Oh boy. We've been playing this game for an hour. Well, we did play the demo. Come on. You want this from... See, the thing is, I keep thinking I'm the other guy. Because I saw the guy with the bat, but... The swing of the bat is more just like a... kind of drops it. Oh, boy. Tough game. I feel bad that I'm using the Epic's joystick to play this game. Like at some point, the Epic's joystick will be end of life, and I'll say a little bit of that end of life came from playing this game. I wonder if I can hide here. No. I was going to try to do what I did with those other guys and just hide around the corner. Okay, stop. Time out. Stop hitting me, sir. Surprise. Oh boy. Well, we've we gave out copies to our test demographic, and all right, let's see what the cards came back and say. Most repetitious, boring game of all time. You hear that? It's the top something game of all time. Yeah, but I think we need to read between the cards. Oh. It almost worked. I'm trying to sneak up on him. Ha ha! Booyah! I don't think people say booyah as much as they used to like that. Alright. Gotta be getting close to the end. What? The hardest thing on the arcade version were the not ever the enemies. It was the bricks that shot out of the wall, and the spears that came flying down. You know that the man. Every time I take a deep breath, I can feel that heat in my lungs. That was a bad idea. Everything I do, I'm not Brian Adams. Everything I do it for you. Kinda. That was a long walk where there's nothing on. Am I supposed to go on one of these doors? No, I'm supposed to go get these guys. Why are they down here? What are they doing? Oh, they're stuck. Okay. What else did the card say? It said we don't like it where you can fall off the... Oh, look. See, they are kind of stuck there. Trying to tap it. There we go. Look at that. That's a weird glitch, isn't it? Sorry. I mean, at the end of this, we're going to vote which is worse, this game or eating those hot pepper chips. Yeah, boy. Throw a headbutt there for good measure. Yeah, it's like welcome to my palace of butter. I've sent my biggest guards out there. Hey, we can't get any foot traction on this. Okay, maybe that's level 4. Well, the next level is definitely the last level here. No, the music coming out of me sounds like this. Oh, it's hot. Yeah, this is the last level. We're now inside the dungeon. Alright. Hey, look, it's guys that you got a kick on the head. That's surprising. Did that guy... So, you notice how my skin is a different color than these guys' skin. But when that guy fell, when I killed him, he turned into, like, me. Do you see that? Watch when he falls down on his knees. Not me. Not when I get killed. Don't watch that. See? He swaps the color palette. I mean, every guy in this game is the same guy with a different color palette, but... See? That's weird. I wish they would line up where I could get them both. There we go. Eat Billy Lee's soul. Soul of my foot. Oh, I snuck on a headbutt. You see that? Yeah. I'm sure Mrs. Flack's not going to be happy. All right. This is the most tedious game I've ever played. This is terrible. I'm gonna have to look up. It'd be funny to do this on Sprite Castle, but you know the thing about Sprite Castle is there's so many like good games on the Commodore 64. I mean, there's I think hundreds is saying low. I'm sure there's thousands, you know. That guy's almost, he looks almost green, but it's just the color against the background color. But there's so many good games, you know, and I love reviewing good games because then you spread the word and people are like, oh, I'd like to play that, you know, that sounds fun. So I hate to waste an entire episode on a bad game. All right. Big guy? Nope. Why do these guys look... Oh, that is the big guy. That's the machine gun guy. Oh, can I trap him up here? If I could do that little trick. Almost. I do like how the machine gun guy does not seem to be using his machine gun. Maybe I'm speaking too early. But, boy, I'd sure like to get him hooked on the wall there. Well, we'll probably look at Double Dragon 2 just for a second. And I've got Double Dragon 2 and 3 on here. So we'll take a look at them before we wrap things up. Just to, not to play through, but we'll compare them and just see how things What oh, I fell off the wall. I guess anywhere in this level, you could just go fall off. Whee! All right, now see when I fall, it gets them in that little stuck. It's like, oh, it's like they haven't reset to see what where I am in the game until I approach them. Yeah, no kidding. You imagine going to your dentist? Good Lord, son, what happened to you? Have you heard of Billy Lee? Is that the guy that kicks everybody's implants in? Yeah. Well, I fought him. He kicked me 30-something times. Did you give up? Well, no, actually, I just disappeared. Well, who put you up to that? Our boss, guy with a machine gun. We stole his girlfriend. Oh. Oh, I fell again. Okay. Oh. It's so close to being able to do it. This is another high stepper guy. He's like, hey, oh, what am I doing? I don't have magic legs. Yeah, that's another point. These henchmen must always pay really good. You know, I always think about that. I just watched, is it Enter the Dragon or wherever it was, you know, and going to the ground, there's like 8 million henchmen all working for the guy, and I think, like, what, does that job pay benefits? Is it salary? Or those guys, like, I don't know how that works. I mean, the one thing this guy has is a machine gun. Oh, did we just do it? What's loading? I got cocky. I took too big of a bite. The heat kind of adds up on you. That was so stupid. Why did I eat that all day? Game over. Game over, man. And that's it. License for Technos in Japan. Conversion by Binary Design. Remind me never to hire them. Ooh. That is hot. That's hot. Why did I do that? Why'd y'all let me do that? Oh, that's so hot. Ow, 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 ow. Let's take a look at Double Dragon 2. By the way, I just noticed something. Of course, when you get a degree in English and reading, you can't help but proofread everything. And I don't know if you can see that, but they misspelled disappointed. Where is it at? Now I can't see because my eyes are blurry. Alright, let's go back over to what's going on over here. This is doing a lot of jumping. The story continues. Oh, look at that. I wonder if I could get it off of my lips. That'd be good. Wouldn't mind that so much. Everything I do, oh Twitch, I do it for you. Life cheat, yeah, why not, why not? Use Q for level skip, okay. Yep, let's watch the end sequence. This is not a tape game. Why did it just say to do that for the tape? I would say that the water does nothing. I know you're supposed to drink milk, but I tried the milk last night. It didn't help much either. Oh, this is the ending. And that's better than the first ending. I'm guessing that's not your girlfriend. I'm guessing that's your little sister or something. I hope that's what you're risking. Don't touch your eye, dummy. So this, as you can see, the crackers have put in a fast load. You can, because I'm running this through on WinVice right now, is you can hit Alt-W and do a warp and turn it up. All right. Let's just take a look at this here real quick. Billy and Jimmy Lee pursue the killers of Billy's girlfriend, Marion. They didn't kill her. I saved her. Oh boy. Yeah. Wow, he moves like he's in molasses. Super slow motion. Feels very sluggish compared to the other one. Trying to find some moves here. Oh, I got that sweet flip move. Billy leap! Billy leap! Oh, kind of a flying kick. At least you don't have to. Oh, it's like the arcade. They're doing cartwheels. They do that in the arcade route. So there's a punch. Is that a punch? Yep. A kick. That flying kick. Alright. Yeah, he has aged. There's the punk lady there. I mean, it looks different. I don't know how much better it looks. Oh, let me go get that. That didn't work. Whoa! Threw a dictionary at me. Oh, it's a box. He's got the box. Ha ha! Oh, that was a bad technique. You don't have to, like in the first one, you don't have to run over and over. Oh, who's that guy? That's like the strong man from the circus. I will bench press you. I'm dead. But you could kind of just stand in one place rather than having to look up P for pain in that dictionary. Oh boy. All right. Well, that's number 2. And then let's take a look here. Because I'm getting ready to go get some milk. Let's take a look here at Double Dragon 3. 1, 2, and 3. Feels like my lip is raw all of a sudden, like it feels like something's missing. Good times. Last time for the hat on the show. Last time for the chips. There's a lot of firsts and a lot of lasts. All in one episode. Yes, we've learned we need energy cheat. We need continued cheat. Coin cheat and shop. How about this? Hey, let's watch the end first. It's a tradition. Alright, let's see what the ending looks like. Whoa, look at that. Billy and Jimmy went on a journey. Oh, whoa, look at that dude. I already went to Egypt. I walked all the way through Egypt in game 1. That doesn't seem like that was the ending, but alright. Let's take a look here. 1990. Boy, they just cranked these out, didn't they? Those are hot ghost pepper chips. I should not have eaten them. What am I doing here? Come on now. Daddy's got to get some ice cream. I'm looking at that. Oh, there we are. The heroes swore they would give Cleopatra's treasure. They get weirder looking. They look like the Slim Jim guy now. That's weird. They didn't look like Slim Jim guys in the first. Now they're like, oh yeah! Forrest Gump and Slim Jim. That's a fighting game I would play. Go back over to this menu thing here. Right here it says, we knew how disappointed you would be, but it's D-I-S-S-A pointed. It's supposed to be 1 S and 2 P's. Disappointed. P-P-O-I-N-T. I'm disappointed, gentlemen, that nobody spell checked your manual. Alright. That's a fun thing about some of these loaders, too, is, I mean, it loaded all that time to get to a menu. Let's cheat here. Alright. Well, this... Oh, I got 10 coins. Oh, look at these little sprites. Oh. They got a lot more people on there now. But this is what you get with the single sprite action. So they're smaller. Not as detailed, but they're connected at the least. They're all different. I like that. I like that they're all kind of look like different dudes, you know. That guy seems to be wearing a mask, so this was very forward thinking at the time. He's like, I will take you down, but I will not get COVID, Billy Lee. Alright. That guy's kind of a... Those are leaping dudes. Now they're all the same. Well, there's a weapon shop, except for it seems to say weapon, because the A and the O are identical. That's a bad font design. Can I go in there now? I can. Hey, everybody, will you hang on to that fight? I'm going to go in here and buy something to kick your butt with. Tricks. Energy. Oh. Seems to be the logical choices. Yeah, they're much easier to beat than the other enemies were. I don't know what tricks I got. So I just pull a rabbit out of my hat here. I'm like, ah, what do you think about that trick, sir? Yada da 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 da. I know I picked some cheats, but did I pick that they can never hit me? Because look at that. Hey, there's Power Records. Seems a lot like Tower Records. There's a long way to go when there's no people. Oh, there's a garage door. That looks bad. Yeah, that's where the bad guys hide, in weird garages. Well, this is a different look to the game. I don't know. Again, boy, I don't know. Just tough to think. You know, we're so spoiled nowadays where you can just boot up MAME and try an arcade game. And, you know, you couldn't do that at the time. You had to do these different arcade conversions and stuff. So, well, gentlemen, I think that wraps up our little look at the Double Dragon series. Freaking hot, it says. Not sure. Not recommended for your health. Look at that. It's just like little flecks of things designed to hurt your intestinal system. Like a dog is not going to eat this. You try to give this to your pet, they'll be like, why would you eat that? They wouldn't. Oh, worse now. I think I have me a sip of the water, sir. The bad news is I'm almost out of water. You know, when I did it the other day, or last night, I ate little tiny pieces and it was hot for a long time. But eating it in 2 bites seems to make it really hot. I mean, you would think that, oh, boy, is that hot going down. You would think that it would get it over quicker with, but it doesn't. It stays the same amount of time. It's just more hotter. Don't recommend. We had a good time with the Dragon demo. We had a so-so time with Double Dragon 1. We beat it. We got to take a little peek at Double Dragon 2 and Double Dragon 3. And now I'm going to the hospital because this is so unbelievably hot. I'm not going to the hospital. I'm going to go get some milk, though. So, we'll wrap up this episode of Spritecast. Look what I do for ratings. I bet there better be 8 million views when I check this later. No. The minute I hit stop, I'm going to go in there and I'm just going to eat a stick of butter and drink some milk. Thank all you guys for showing up. Looks like a couple more people snuck in there. I see a 10 Bujix. Seeing if anybody else knew. I think it's all the same people that were here earlier. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Sprite Castle. I hope you enjoyed watching me eat ghost pepper chips, because this is the only time I'll be doing that. So that wraps up this episode. And yeah, this seems like something now my nose is running. That should be shared among friends. So guys, thanks for tuning in, and I will catch up with you all soon. Thanks. Love you guys.